So you've been a pastor at Central around the Las Vegas area for 20 some years. The person listening, whether they're a pastor, a business leader, what has been your secret to longevity? I feel like, that's not a common thing you've been 20 years. What, if you could put your finger on a couple of things of like, what's allowed you to continue running the race?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing for me as a pastor is the call. I still feel as called to this work and the city I get to do it in as day one. I think if I didn't have that sense of call, it would all be up in the air pretty quick. It's been an easy 20 years, and I don't think it is for anybody in any field to do the same thing for 20 years, but certainly in ministry and I think certainly being in the part of the country we're in, we all face unique ministry dynamics, leadership dynamics, and Vegas has its share of challenges. I'll just say that. So definitely, I think the call has been a huge, huge part of it. I think the other thing is the right people around me. Most of my core leadership team have been with me anywhere from 17 to 20 years.
Wow.
Nobody's core leadership team has been with me less than 17 years.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like at one point you're like, dude, you need some new people, like some new energy. But we're like family, we've done it together. And I feel like whatever you do, what you do is important, but more important to me than where you do it is who you do it with. And so these people that I've run with all these years, we've raised our kids together, their family's my family, like we watch each other's backs, the trust, the love. We've walked through a lot of pain in those years together for each other, our church. And I think that's a big part of it is I can't imagine running with another crew. like we've done this run and now we laugh about like the day when spittle's dribbling off our chin in the nursing home, and we're mumbling to ourselves about Jesus and all that he did. And you remember those days? You remember that? No, I can't. Okay, well, it was great, So,
Jud, well, just to dig down on that a little bit, I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to ask what you would say, someone on your team would say, because you'll humble card me. That's a miracle in itself that your crew has been with you that long. What would they say about your leadership of why are they still here with you specifically?
Yeah, I think I've heard them answer that question enough that I think I can answer that. One is I try to give a lot of headroom. And what I mean by that is you're not going to attract really talented, incredibly gifted people if you don't give them the headroom to stand up and lead, and really be able to stretch out. So I try to give a lot of headroom in my leadership style. By the time I'm bringing somebody onto our leadership team, all my questions are answered, who they are, what their gifts are, their strengths, their character. And so when those pieces come together, like I feel like our leadership team is very different. If you went around the room, people have different strengths, different gifts, different abilities than me. I'm very limited as a leader, and I think maybe part of the strength of mine is a realization that I'm good at a couple things, and then I need people around me who are amazing at all the other things. And so, and then it's the basic good to great kind of principle. Every win we have, I celebrate them. Every victory we have is their victory, and every failure is on me. And I think when you lead kind of from that standpoint, the people around you, I think a couple things happen. One is they feel empowered. They feel like they can lead. I think the second thing that happens is they know they're valuable. I also think I make a strong effort to love them personally and pastorally. I want to know their personal dreams, what they want to accomplish in life outside of just our work and the work that we're doing together. How can I help them reach their personal dreams? I think all of that stuff generates loyalty over the years. And then I also think that team looks at me and realizes, hey, if we don't help this guy, he's not going to make it. And we love this. So we're going to jump in and we're going to help this guy, right? Because look, I'm great up front. I can lead up front. I can cast vision. I can teach. I can do all of those kinds of things. But I'm not very gifted at like implementation and get actual things done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, get everybody fired up to charge the hill, but somebody's got to point to which hill and how we're going to get up to the top, how we're going to get over it. You know what I mean?